Linguistic discrimination, or glottophobia, involves treating someone unfairly based on their use of language, whether it's because of which language they speak, their accent, grammar, or any other feature of their language. In this video, I'll look at how some different relationships between xenophobia and language have been fossilized in our vocabulary. The most common English words for foreigner come from Latin. Although they can be used pejoratively, their origins are in descriptive words that identify people from a different group to the speaker. An example of a word for foreigner which has its roots in xenophobia is the origin of the English word barbarian. In English, barbarian is a derogatory word describing someone the speaker perceives to be from an uncivilized or inferior culture. Barbarian comes from the ancient Greek word Barbaros, which means foreigner and was used by the Greeks to refer to non-Greeks. During the greco-persian wars, this word was particularly applied to the Persians. Herodotus, who wrote the history of the greco-persian wars, often uses the word barbaroi, barbarians, and Persai, Persians, interchangeably. In one passage, he describes how, departing Delos, the barbarians, barbaroi, landed at the islands. Then they besieged the Christians and ravaged their land, until the Christians too came over to the side of the Persians, Persai. But look at the etymology of Barbaros and you'll see its root in linguistic xenophobia. The bar sound is onomatopoeic. It's a mockery of the sound of a foreign language the Greeks can't understand. It's a bit like an equivalent to English blah blah, and it means gibberish. The first word from Barbaros to appear in Greek literature is barbarophonos, a word used to describe someone who speaks a language other than Greek. If we had an equivalent in English, it would be something like blah blah speaker, or someone who speaks gibberish. The fact that barbarophonos appears before Barbaros, and the fact that Barbaros is often used when referring to speech, shows that this ancient Greek word for foreigner retained its original connotation. It was used to mock the supposedly incomprehensible sound of anyone speaking a different language. But our vocabulary also has remnants of different attitudes towards foreigners. The word xenophobia comes from the Greek words xenos and phobos, which mean foreigner and fear. But xenos had very different connotations to barbaros. Xenos could mean guest, and the proper way of treating foreigners or guests was called xenia, hospitality. Treating visitors from abroad with respect was an important concept in ancient Greece. The chorus of an ancient Greek tragedy sing, "Each person should above all else honor their parents and value guest-honoring respect in their homes." What did we learn in this video? Language shapes our attitudes. People are quick to judge others based on their use of language, whether it's because they speak a different first language, they have a certain accent, or they just use words differently to us. But also, our attitudes shape language, and all sorts of ancient attitudes towards foreigners have left their mark on English vocabulary today. Are there features of English you've always wondered about? Leave a comment. While you're here, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you'll get another video from Philologism every week.